Hi, and in this video we will learn how to create a remote app macro automation for website login. You can see that I have already set up a credential to log on to Facebook, but before we create the automation, we must erase all the Facebook web session parameters. To do so, in the PAM module, go to Settings, Access, Web Sessions. Click the Edit button next to Facebook's name, and in my case, I had already erased all the parameters listed here, but do it yourself and save the changes. Now, to create a remote app, look for the Remote App link under Web Sessions. But what is a remote app macro automation? This is an action script that allows you to use simple keyboard commands to simulate a user. You can see I have several remote apps in my platform, but I'll create a new one by clicking the action button in the upper right corner. Give your app a name and type. Well, I'll name it Facebook. And choose the user simulation type. You can also choose from different action types such as wait, key, representing a key on the keyboard, key press when this key is pressed, and key release when the key is released, and text if you want to type something. When you go to Facebook home screen, you will see it automatically selects the email login field. I would have to fill it using my username. Press the Tab key to type my password. If I press the Tab key once, it will select the icon to show the password, so I have to press it a second time to select the login button. Finally, I can press the Enter key to trigger the action. How can we turn that into a remote app automation? Let me walk you through all the steps. Well, I have already defined that this is a user simulation, right? So let's move on. And the first thing is to establish a waiting period to allow the page to load. This value represents milliseconds, and 60,000 milliseconds account for 1 minute. When the screen finishes loading, the username field will be automatically selected. So I can choose to add a text, which will use the username tag to retrieve the data. Click Save. We then press Tab to move on to the next field, and we use a key press for that. And now we add a second text for the password. Actually, we advise you to always add a waiting period between two actions. I'll add my password here. After we type the password, we have to press Tab twice to skip the eye icon and move on to the login button. This means we have to add Tab twice in our script. Now that the login button has been selected, we have to press Enter or Return. Let's add another key press and another waiting time here, 500 milliseconds, and save my script. We will find it at the bottom of the list, but we have to now link it to our credential. In the PAM module, go to Credentials and All. Use the action button to edit the credential. You need to log into Facebook. In the Session Settings tab, add your automation macro. Facebook with an HTTPS connection. Keep this checkbox to use your own credentials to connect and then save. I'll start a new session to see if everything is working. Now, when I click to start a new session, select the macro automation you created. You may have to wait a bit longer depending on your internet connection. At the bottom right, you see a notification that says Automation in Progress. Actually, the automation is still waiting because we set a 1-minute waiting period to load the page, remember? And now I have received a second notification saying that the automation has ended. But when should I automate a process like this? Well, mostly when the login parameters are not easy to navigate. For example, when it might be difficult to identify the name, type, or ID. This is when macro automations work best. Well, that's it for today. Remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. And to learn more about Senha Segura, check out our Senha Segura Shorts playlist on YouTube. Thank you for your time.